All right, with us in the studio is political analyst and election observer Razak Ulukoba. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You were in Ondo State. You
Yeah.
saw what the incidents that led up to the elections on Saturday. With the way the conduct and everything that went on, would you say that INEC lived up to its mandates and it built on the success of the Ondo State elections?
As usual, the thing is to get to the place maybe a day to election. But this time around, I made sure I got there early enough so that I have feelings of what is going on. There were apprehensions. I got there Wednesday, and all through Wednesday up until the morning of election, there were apprehensions that there may be violence, there may be. But I was shocked. INEC staffs got to polling booth as early as 6:30, 7 a.m. When I started having reports of arrival of election material, I was sure. Are you sure they are the real election of staff? Because what we normally is 10, 11. That has been the pattern. There were logistic issues. There were origin problem and things. But they got there early, and like we have said earlier, that INEC should continue to introduce more ingredients into the pattern they conduct elections, such that people will realize that you must vote for someone you love, not through violence.
What more ingredients should INEC bring up?
For instance, now, everybody realized that there were security tips on the voting ballot paper that is customized for that location. So even if you steal any ballot paper and take it to another location, it will not stay. So politicians knew that. So the program, the pattern we have on ground now is program of what you have for the people.
Issues.
That's impressive. That is quite impressive. The agents, security agents also conducted themselves very well. And I realized that if not for the intervention of the military, we have gone far. You will discover that we are beginning to stabilize democratically more and more and more and more. The question of, this is not my results. No, it was someone's result.
Which leads me to the next question, the transparency of the process of the results, you know, being how it was been put out by INEC, which is something a lot of observers have commended as well. Because the concern for some people was that as the result moved from polling to word, there were concerns that it would remain same, that it wouldn't be tampered with.
It didn't, nobody tampered with it. And you could see that the assessment of the election has been universal. 90% of observers has been saying what the last speaker said, the person you interviewed. And it's similar to my own view too. It's been a good election. And we need to encourage INEC to continue to do this kind of parts. And we have to also emulate the people of Ondo State. The pattern of election, which is supposed to be like a celebration, came to play. You know, we always say that election is a merriment because it is a time you want to discuss what your candidate want to offer me. So it's a joyous moment. Is this what your candidate is bringing? So it should be a good memory that I took part in bringing Akere Dolu back. And the rest of the world are beginning to look at us as people who are serious, people who are truly committed to the democracy. So I am happy to be there. I did my work. I was in Akure. I navigate the whole of Ondo State, and the picture I see there is very, very impressive, and I encourage all Nigerians to follow this pattern. If you follow this pattern, the real leader we want to rule us will always emerge at the end of the day.
So looking at the elections now, Rotimi Akeredolu has gotten a second term in office. What next for him? What is in the works?
Well, the first and the most important thing is to force mend the cracks. There were cracks. And,
within the party?
Within the party. Okay. And about 6 months to election, there were fears that it might affect the pattern of success they are going to record. But the party waded in because we analyzed Edo election before it came. We analyzed Ondo election. Part of the things we identified was the challenge Ondo election will have is that there may be internal crisis that may lead to unexpected results for the election. But when the party waded in, President Buhari waded in, and a lot of stakeholders also made their own contributions, and there are the success, they got it. So in order not to reverse the success they got, there's a need, because victory is not about winning election only. Victory is also about when the dividends of democracy get to the people. That should be the biggest consolation for the people. And when we have crisis in the party, there's no how governance will scale through, good governance will scale through. So the national party, the president, and all stakeholders, what they teach should continue. They should bring all the fraying nerves together, all the people who contested against him, all the complaints. It is the time. This is the time.
The governor is extending an olive branch so perhaps we might see that happening.
Yeah, it's not mouthing it only. It has to be expressed through practical steps. There must be practical steps in appointment, in allocation of resources, in policies, the statement and programs. There should be reflection of readiness on the part of the governor to do that. Yeah, he did well in terms of environmental development, security of the state. He did well. You will recall that when we were doing Amatek, we played a very front row. So I don't think he has much problem in that. What the greatest challenge that Ondo State has, APC has, is interpersonal relationship with the people, and it's important, it's key, it's central.
If it's to build that, how do you see him achieving that? How should he go about achieving that? Right?
Well, ballot paper get to anywhere in the country, no matter how bad the road is. That zeal that INEC use to ensure that you have ballot paper, and that commitment and dedication that get ballot paper to every part of our country. Should watch Akredo, you should borrow from. You should borrow from it. You should bend backward. And as inconvenient as might be, there must be peace within the party, because the Edo election strengthened the resolve of PDP to come out frontally for Ondo election. That's why it's cleanly contested. So also, it's 1-1 now. The incursion of PDP into Southwest through the boundary of Edo has also been stopped by now. The whole of South has been PDP now. That's why the incursion into Southwest has also been stopped now. So the balance we have now, all the party must realize danger if crisis ensue in Ondo again, because it's going to be a reflection of what is going to happen in 2023. Because in 2023, people will make reference to it.
So a build-up has begun from all of these elections that we have seen.
Yeah.
All right. Let's leave the conversation here now. Razak Olukoba, thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure being with you.
Thank you.